org. And just because a disease is rare doesn't mean it doesn't deserve some awareness too. And Mississippi's UMMC Center of Excellence with Huntington's Disease, with the Huntington Disease Society of America, helps give hope to approximately 300 Mississippians who are navigating life with the disease. And joining us today is Shelby. She is a singer, a writer, and she's on a mission to share her sister's story and raise awareness about Huntington's. Welcome, Shelby.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well. I appreciate your time here on Good Things. I know that it is your mission to bring awareness to Huntington's, and sadly, it's not the happiest of stories all the time. So will you share a little bit of your sister's story with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Huntington's came into my family's life just a handful of years ago, and it is truly a family disease because it's genetic. So if one of your parents has it, there's a 50-50 chance that every single child will have it. So my dad was diagnosed after my grandfather, and then I was diagnosed, but I currently, thank goodness, have no symptoms. And my little sister, Brianna, was diagnosed when she was only 11 years old. She'd been showing symptoms for quite some time, but we couldn't really put a name on it as to what she was dealing with. But by the time she was diagnosed, she lost her ability to walk, talk, eat. She had a feeding tube placed that same year she was diagnosed. It's a neurological disease that is compared to having ALS, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. So when your brain cells are deteriorating, and with juvenile Huntington's, the pediatric version, it deteriorates that much quicker. We slowly watched her just lose her ability to do all the things that she should have been able to do at the young age at 11. But with that, she was always so high-spirited and happy despite everything that was going on. And honestly, she not only inspired so many other people, but she's my inspiration to continue to fight even after we lost her last year, because she faced adversity with so much resilience. And if she can do it, anyone can.
Well, that's an incredible, at least, memory you have and mission to move forward, which is, I know, to raise awareness for the juvenile Huntington's disease. And am I right by saying, Shelby, it's even more rare than maybe just well, that's not the best word to say, traditional Huntington's disease, but I don't want to say old folks Huntington's disease either. So help me, yes. I'm thinking.
You're absolutely right. So you could say the adult version is normally what we'll refer to the original one of. But yes, the adult version is already rare. And then juvenile Huntington's is about 5 to 10% of Huntington's disease patients, and Huntington's is about 1 in 10,000. So it's already super rare. But Brianna was such a fighter, and I got this idea to write a book. I don't know how I got the idea to write a book in the first place, because I'm a songwriter, so I love writing, but I've never written a book. And a mother had posted in a support group that she was looking for something to give her child who was going through juvenile Huntington's, and there weren't a lot of resources or kid-friendly explanations. So I wanted a way to honor my sister while also raising awareness for juvenile Huntington's. So this book talks about Brianna and all the things she loved to do, dressing up, watching movies, playing with Barbie dolls, being with her friends, and singing. But throughout the story, she's realizing I'm having anger issues. I am losing my ability to control my muscles. What's going on? And she goes to the doctor. She gets diagnosed. But it's being told by this fictional, hypothetical boy I made up throughout the entire story, who ends up meeting Brianna on the playground. And she can see that he's emotional, he's upset, he feels like he's an outcast. So she runs over to him and starts a conversation, and she says, I know what it's like to feel misunderstood. I am suffering with juvenile Huntington's, and she tells him what it is. And she changes that boy's perspective for the rest of his life through that one conversation. So this whole book is being narrated by this boy who was just in awe of Brianna and the way that she treated him. So it not only talks about juvenile Huntington's, but I wanted to have the message for any person, any children reading it, that you can always find a reason to smile in any given circumstance in any day.
Well, I think that's a great message for all of us right now, Shelby, but also, too, just to change the conversation, or at least maybe put juvenile Huntington's or Huntington's disease, in our vocabulary, because the more awareness that a disease gets, the more opportunity for research and funding and treatments. And so I know you also have Champions for Huntington's disease. So what is the mission behind that?
Absolutely. I'm so excited. We are 3.5 years old. We started in 2018, and our mission is to aid families and Huntington's disease research. So about 70% of what we donate goes to families. That is our primary mission. But we have a chunk of our donations that also goes to local research fighting Huntington's, because both are equally important. The local research is very promising, but they need money to fund it. And then there's a lot of families who need help in the meantime. Research is great, but there's families who are struggling. So we have families or people who will recommend families that come to us. And sometimes it's as trivial as they need their bills paid. They're not going to be able to keep food on the table or their lights on. They are waiting for disability to be approved and waiting for Medicare. So we fill that gap while they're waiting for that. And it has been so fulfilling and such a blessing to be able to have a small role in Huntington's in that way.
And I know you also, harness a lot of your inspiration from your sister or just your everyday life and put it into your music as an artist, which I think so many artists do. So where does your inspiration to keep, just keep moving forward, keep making music, keep bringing awareness? I mean, if we want to hear what you're writing or support some of your music, how can we do that?
Thank you so much. Yeah, my sister's a big inspiration. My faith, which has been truly moved so much, my faith with all of this and walking in this and trying to find my purpose. And then another big inspiration is, and actually the name for Champions for HD came from my passion and love for the Rocky Balboa movies.
Yeah.
I wrote a song called Champion before we had found out about Huntington's disease, and it's an inspirational song talking about how life's going to knock you down, but you have to keep fighting back, and that's how winners are made. And then when I got diagnosed, I started performing it at Huntington's disease events, and then it in turn inspired the name for Champions for HD. So that has been a huge, huge inspiration for me. And every time I get down, I start to think, well, what would Rocky do? Because he got knocked out how many times before he got back up? But he did. So my music, I have a personal website called ShelbyLentz.com, Lentz. But I also have music on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Anywhere you can stream music, you can find my music.
Well, you talk about finding your purpose in your voice, and Shelby, I think you're just hitting it with stride and just now starting, because especially I know it's geared towards those that are navigating life with Huntington's disease, and like most diseases like that, just because one person in the family has it, it affects everyone who helps with that individual or is connected with them. So, giving them that encouragement and inspiration, but then also the rest of us. I mean, right now, I'm listening to your story and I'm just thinking about where we are, in the world today, and how we all need to, if we get knocked down, get back up and sort of keep going, and how that message parallels with us no matter where we are. So I think you have a very timely voice and timely purpose. So I hope people will go out and support what you're doing.
It's really been such a blessing. And the book is available on Amazon. So if they go to Amazon, you type in Brave Brianna, it'll show up. But the proceeds from it are going specifically back to juvenile Huntington's disease families. Our goal is, if we can find families through the Make-A-Wish organization. My sister Bree was a Wish kid. We would like to help grant a juvenile Huntington's disease patient a wish and donate the proceeds that we've raised so far. So that's what we're hoping to do with the book.
Well, I think it would be a good thing if everyone listening at least went and found your music, Shelby, or at least thought about purchasing the book. I mean, I feel like it's a book that could be in every kid's, home library. It has good message other than just raising awareness about that specific, diagnosis, and then see what you're up to with Champions for HD. If you're ever in the central Mississippi area, Shelby, you got to stop by, bring your guitar, whatever it is, and maybe entertain us a little in person.
Oh, my goodness. I would love to. I'm going to take you up on that.
Well, the invitation is always open, Shelby. I appreciate your time here on Good Things. Real quick, give us that website where we can go and get all the information we need.
Absolutely. You can visit championsforhd.org, and my website is shelbylentz.com.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We've got more good things for you.